see some snakes in here, though.
Girls or boys?
And boys.
Then you boys get to work. And one boy
Looking really nice.
is in double trouble.
I just don't trust the boys.
Welcome back to Romance Review TV with Lady T, and I got another recap for you guys. Love Island USA Season 4 episode number 10. And look like Timmy has a little competition in the villa, because it looks like Zeta now has options. And we are on the brink of another dumping. So before we unpack all of this drama, take a second to make sure you subscribe to this channel. And also, please don't forget to like and share. Also, make sure you drop a comment. I want to know what you guys think. I've been engaging with you guys in the last video. You guys were chopping it up, and I really appreciate it. So without further ado, let's jump into this recap. So, as you guys remember from the previous episode, we lost through a dumping Tarzan Tyler, so he left, and two boys came in, both Jeff and Bryce, and they were pretty much ready to shake up the villa after we also got the siblings in the villa. So they were met with a welcoming party by the ladies while the guys stand off from afar to watch all of this go down. And it was pretty interesting to say the least, because the girls were really getting ready to see who they were going to get their claws into. So they finally got a chance to have a sit down conversation, trying to get an idea of their type. And we really didn't get an idea of their type, because most of them said, well, Bryce says that he got connections through like energy or vibes. And as for Jeff, he don't have a type. He just go with the flow pretty much to see how it goes. But he does have his eye, of course, on Zeta. And he also has his eyes on Bria, which both of those girls also are have eyes on them by Timmy. So he finally decided to offer the guys to come on down. They pretty much asked the same questions that the girls asked, which was, you got a particular type and who you looking for? And pretty much they just said the same thing, who they got their eyes on versus a specific type, which you can tell did not sit well with Timmy. Oh well. So they decided to do a game, and I think that was Zeta, of beer pong. And we had a mix-up. So we had Jesse kissing Bria, or vice versa. We had Timmy kissing Bria, which, of course, that didn't sit too well with Zeta. And then we also had another switch-up, I should say, instead of a mix-up, where we had Courtney kissing Bryce. And with that kiss happening, that didn't sit well with Felipe at all, because, you know, he is really interested in her. And then, shocker, we saw Jesse choose to kiss Serenity, which that was pretty hot to me. I'm wondering if they're going to explore that particular connection down the line. However, that did not sit well with Deb. And this ain't the first time it's going to happen in this episode. But it shocked the mess out of Serenity. And she was like, oh, he's a good kisser. Then they asked Timmy which was his top girl. And of course, he has two options with the Bria and, of course, Zeta. And he said out loud in front of Bria that Zeta was the one that if he could go off the villa with somebody, it would be her. Of course, that's not what Bria wanted to hear, because she has a connection with him. Now it is Jeff's turn, and he made sure he made it known. He picked the girls up which was Bria, that didn't also sit well with Timmy. And then also picked up and kissed passionately with Zeta, which also didn't sit well with none other than Timmy. Well, how has the tables turned? Because he was in the catbird seat yesterday. Well, you get a little bit of karma, my boy. So, of course, he's now sitting back wondering where he stands. Now, that's the crazy thing about this show. No matter which franchise you watch across the globe, is that you can have multiple connections, which usually cause a problem, which gives us the drama that we enjoy watching. And Felipe is also having issues as well because Courtney is feeling the new guy, Bryce. So, he's trying to figure out what's going to happen there and whether that connection is strong enough. Now, we also see Zeta have a conversation one-on-one with Jeff. And let me tell you, I see nothing but a bunch of cheap lines and spitting game when it comes to Jeff. Now, I know a lot of folks didn't like Timmy, but Jeff seems a little bit more cheesier with all of his lines and his smooth game talking. That's just me. I don't know. But it seems like it is sparking some form of an interest in Zeta. Maybe she like bad boys. I don't know. But I just don't see him being here for long term. He claimed he's looking for love, but I don't know. I see differently. I don't know which is which one is spitting more game, him or Timmy. So then Courtney is not feeling him Felipe right now. I guess the energy in the conversation is not flowing as well. And of course, he's trying to figure out what's going on and where they stand. But, the thing is, I don't see that one going anywhere. So now we have Timmy having a conversation with Bria. And Bria did not like what happened at the beer pong game, especially when he said that he would have picked Zeta over her. Now, he gave this whole thing about, yes, I have connection with Zeta from day one, but I also want to build our connection as well. And somehow she felt that she got reassurance out of this conversation. I don't know why. Her face says otherwise. But when she went in the beach hut to do her whole confessional, she said she felt reassured. Okay, I guess. Well, then this happened. Take a look.
I took it down to the heart. I never kissed a mouth that tastes like yours.
So right after Bria felt whatever reassurance she got from that conversation with Timmy, Timmy is behind the scene with Zeta locking lips. And of course, she comes in to broadcast the news into the beauty room, and the girls are just as excited about this, I guess. But this is all going to get real messy at the end, and we're going to talk about this one. But it was so crazy how they were so excited for her. Well, then it reverts back because now we see Bria and Timmy kissing at bedtime. This guy is definitely exploring his connections, but a lot of people probably think it's game playing, which is what it looks like. And then he has this conversation with Isaiah, pretty much talking about how he don't know what to do. And I got a 50-50 connection with both these ladies. 50% her, Bria, 50% her, Zeta. And Isaiah think this mess is funny. Yeah, somebody gonna get hurt. And more than likely, it's probably going to be Timmy. And it's going to blow up in his face spectacularly. But he set the bed. Now he got to lie in it. So then we have a conversation with Jeff and Bryce where they're trying to pretty much figure who they really want to go after. And of course, Bryce is 110% interest in Courtney. Now, speaking of connections and interests, somebody's interest is waning a little bit where we find in this conversation about Jessie, where we have Deb talking to Sydney how she's just not feeling it. This guy has been in the bed with her. They haven't even shared a kiss, barely a cuddle. he isn't into PDA. And yeah, she don't know what's going on, and she don't know about their connection. That tells me that this guy is probably not that interested, or he has lost interest. Now, has he lost, interest, or does he truly, don't like PDA? That's weird, but we're going to see some PDA later. So then there's this conversation with Bryce and Courtney. I didn't get anything of what she was saying. Now, he was saying something about how he's in finance and she is into hairdressing, and that's a good fit. But other than that, that's all I got from that conversation. So then we see Serenity spilling the beans about what happened at bedtime, because, of course, she knows that Zeta kissed Timmy behind the scenes, but Serenity dropped the tea on Timmy that he was kissing Bria at bedtime. And her eyes, her face lit up like a Christmas tree, because she's like, what WTF? Now, she really can't trust him now. She said she can't trust him. She really can't trust him now. So then there's a text message that they have a challenge. And this whole beach challenge, I was wondering what it was going to be like. I said, better be good. And it was. So I'm going to do this one also as a montage. And it's called the G-Force Challenge, where the guys have to jump in this big old water tank and jump out and strip the shirt off. And, they choose their girl by putting this whole dog chain on them and do whatever they want to do on this motorcycle. So without further ado, I'm going to let you guys check this out.
Serenity, step forward.
So I hope you guys enjoyed that sexy montage. So the girls deliberate to pick who's the sexiest guy in this particular challenge, and it was the one and only Jeff. But there's somebody that is not happy, and that is Deb, because she's pissed off that Jesse did not pick her but picked Serenity instead. And it was interesting from the whole game earlier beer pong, he kissed Serenity. And now in that challenge, he did it again. So now she feels embarrassed. She can't believe he did this. But she was just talking about earlier how they're not connecting. So maybe that should tell her something. So now they get a text message saying that there's going to be a recoupling and it's too many dudes in this villa. So that means that the girls have the power and one dude is going to be dumped. So now the guys are trying to stake their claim. We see Courtney is having a conversation with Felipe. Now Courtney is pretty much breaking the news to him saying, look, as much as I like you, I really don't like you as much as I thought I did, but I still want to build a connection with you while I build a connection with Bryce. And at the end of that conversation, she seals it with a kiss. Go figure. So I don't know if she's giving Felipe false hope because she really likes Bryce. Then we have everybody else trying to make their connection. Deb is trying to figure out what's going on with Jesse because of what happened in the 2 challenges. Jeff is trying to stake his claim with Zeta while Timmy's looking on. And now it's time to make a decision. So Sydney is up first. And of course, she wants to get back with her guy, Isaiah, after being in a coupling with Andy. So that's officially over. And then it's Serenity's turn. Now it was up in the air whether she was going to choose Jesse because of what happened in this episode or stick with Chaz. And she ended up sticking with the one and only Chaz. So I don't know. We'll see what happened. So now it's Deb's turn. And she started off real negative. The fact that he embarrassed her, it really left her upset. But at the end of this whole thing, she still decided to see whatever connection that they have and go from there. I honestly think she needs to move on. And then last but not least, we have Zeta, and that's where they left us with the cliffhanger because she's probably going to have to choose between Jeff and Timmy. So we'll see. But here's a preview for Sunday night.
One girl makes her choice, and one boy will beat them.
So there we have it. It left us with that cliffhanger with Zeta and what her choice is going to be. Let me know down in the comment section. Who do you think she should choose? Do you think she should go with the new guy, Jeff? Or try to figure this thing out with Timmy? Now remember, Bria is also on deck. She also likes Jeff as well, and she's also interested and coupled up with Timmy. So it's going to be an interesting Sunday night to see where both of these girls go. I honestly don't think they should pick neither one of them, but these are the only connections that they have, so they're going to have to choose between the two. Like I said, Jeff got a lot of slick, quick lines, and Timmy is just bouncing all over the place back and forth between the two of them and not keeping it real with either of these two ladies. So we will see. Let's start the conversation down in the comment section. Take a second to make sure you're subscribed to this channel, and please don't forget to like and share. We'll see you in the next video. Bye.